The Cabinet held its ordinary meeting in Pretoria yesterday, the 30th of March, and has made no less than 10 decisions. And I look forward to seeing about 10 of these decisions covered in the commercial media. The South African government is deeply concerned about the deteriorating political and humanitarian situation in Libya. According to the United Nations High Commission on Refugees, UNHCR, about 2,000 people daily cross the Libyan border to the neighboring countries, while thousands of migrant workers remain trapped inside conflict zones. We are also concerned about the report of increased proliferation of arms in that region. South Africa supports the people of Libya in their quest for peace, democratic reforms, justice, human rights culture, and socio-economic development that responds to their needs. We commend the African Union Peace and Security Committee, AUPSC, for the establishment of a high-level committee on Libya, because currently it is the only viable solution for peaceful resolution of the crisis in a manner that responds to the legitimate needs of the Libyan people. We reiterate the call by the AU for immediate ceasefire, cooperation by Libyan authorities to facilitate humanitarian assistance, protection of foreign nationals, including African migrant workers, and the adoption of political reforms to address the root cause of the conflict. We commend the roadmap to the AU HLC, which includes the following. 1. The immediate cessation of hostilities. 2. Humanitarian assistance for the Libyan people and the migrant workers. 3. Inclusive political dialogue. 4. Inclusive transition. And lastly, political reforms. As South Africa, we repeat the call by the President on behalf of the South African government to say no to the killing of civilians, to say no to the regime change doctrine, and no to the foreign occupation of Libya or any other sovereign state. The South African government calls for restraint to avoid any further civilian casualties and categorically rejects any efforts of using the current crisis in Libya to effect regime change, while recognizing the legitimate aspirations of the Libyan people for democracy and reform. We are confident that this consistent with the African Union Peace and Security Council decision to respect the unity and territorial integrity of Libya, as well as its rejection of any foreign military intervention of whatever form. South Africa will continue to work through this council, the AU, and other multilaterals as well as bilateral platforms to contribute towards a speedy resolution of the Libyan crisis in a manner consistent with the aspirations of the people of Libya. The next decision. Cabinet noted and respects the Constitutional Court judgment delivered on the 17th March 2011 in the Glenister application involving the independence of the Directorate of Priority Crime Investigation, commonly known as the Hawks. The judgment is being studied in order to fully appreciate its implications. An announcement will be made at an appropriate time in this regard. Cabinet noted South Africa's second annual report on the implementation of the African Peer Review Mechanism. The country acceded to the African Peer Review Mechanism instrument in March 2003, thereby voluntarily subjecting itself to a review by peers in the areas of democracy and political governance, economic governance and management, corporate governance, as well as socio-economic development. The monitoring requirements of the APRM require that South Africa submits periodic reports regarding the implementation of the National Program of Action. The report was accepted by the 14th Summit of Heads of States and Government participating in the APRM on 29 January this year. Cabinet approved that the third report be submitted in 2013 and that South Africa will indicate when it is appropriate for the peer review team to conduct a second review. Cabinet approved the establishment of a South African Center on African Public Debt and Bond Market Development in collaboration with the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD. This initiative envisages cooperation among African public and private institutions on current and future capital market developments within the continent, including facilitating a structured skills sharing platform aimed at promoting African capital investment structures which subscribe to international best practice. Cabinet noted the preparations for the 19th session of the United Nations Commission on Sustainable Development, CSD19, and approved South Africa's position for the CSD19. The Ministry of Water and Environmental Affairs will provide further details on exactly what is this South African position. Cabinet approved South Africa's position on the 5th meeting of the Conference of Parties, COP5, to the Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutants, POPs, to be held in Geneva, Switzerland in April this year, 25th to the 29th. Its primary objective is to protect human health and the environment from persistent organic pollutants. South Africa needs to meet its obligations by effectively implementing the convention, including the development or use of safer alternatives in the relevant industries when chemicals have been listed as POPs. Cabinet noted the major international sporting events to be hosted in South Africa and the sporting events that South Africa intends bidding for. Due to the 2010 FIFA World Cup, the spotlight is now more focused on South Africa's ability to successfully host such events. Sports and Recreation South Africa is developing a sports tourism bidding and hosting strategy, which would include a guide on which events South Africa should bid to host. Cabinet noted progress on the Gautrain project, the actions taken, and the progress made with the integration of the Gautrain into the broader Gautrain transport system. Cabinet has endorsed the celebration of April as Freedom Month, culminating into Freedom Day on the 27th of April under the theme, Working Together to Unite the Nation, Promote Democracy, and Protect Our Freedom. I must repeat the theme for this month. The theme for April is Working Together to Unite the Nation, Promote Democracy, and Protect Our Freedom. That's a theme for this month of April. Cabinet calls on all South Africans to claim the symbolism of this month by actively participating in key events. Cabinet has also made a decision that the Union Building will from now on serve as a permanent venue for Freedom Day celebrations where the President will be making an address. Provinces are encouraged to display and celebrate their diverse heritage and culture. Cabinet also celebrates May Day, the Workers' Day, which is a direct product of this freedom that we have today, of this democracy, and encourages the protection of this democracy by once again calling upon the nation to participate in the local government elections on the 18th of May 2011. Cabinet has also noted the GCIS, Government Communication and Information Systems, the GCIS communication strategy that will be presented to Cabinet soon. This strategy will include further details on the repositioning of the Vuk'uzenzele publication. Cabinet has received the report on the challenges being experienced by the Eastern Cape Department of Education and is studying the findings. Cabinet notes government deliberations with Labour on the conditions of employment. This is their annual negotiations that everybody knows about. Cabinet encourages all parties to deal with this matter in a manner consistent with mutual respect. Cabinet noted the progress reports from the different clusters on the various outcomes of government, and Cabinet is confident that the implementation of the delivery agreements is on track and ministers are doing a great job. Cabinet noted the interim report responding to the question on the holistic management of immigration in South Africa. An interministerial committee has been mandated to revert to Cabinet with a proposal on taking this matter forward. There's been a few announcements that Cabinet wishes to make. Firstly, Cabinet wants to congratulate both the national soccer team, Bafana Bafana, on their win against Egypt, as well as the national cricket team, the Proteas, for their valiant play in reaching the quarter-final match of the ICC Cricket World Cup 2011. Cabinet noted the international agenda for government. As you know today, that there's a SADC Troika Summit, and the president of the country, President Jacob Zuma, is already there in Zambia for this Troika Summit. And again, as we speak, the Deputy President, Mr. Khalima Mutlante, is also in the US on government business. 14th to 15th of April, there will be a third BRICS Leader Summit as well. And then, once again, on the 19th of April, government, under the leadership of the President, will be meeting Labour to discuss job creation. It's one of those engagements that the President makes, has already made with business, and now is making this engagement with Labour. As you know, that the issue of job creation in the country is a serious issue, and government is interacting with all the role players to find lasting solutions. Under the leadership, government under the leadership of the Department of Health will convene a national nursing summit from the 4th to the 6th of April 2011, which provides a platform for government to highlight the integral role of nurses and midwives in contributing to the success of government's health reform agenda. In Stellenbosch and Cape Town, there will be a National Child Labour Day on the 4th of April. The Department of Labour will be hosting that session. Cabinet sends a warm note of appreciation to all those who in various ways volunteered to assist people in Japan during their time of crisis. Cabinet also sends its deepest condolences to the families, starting with the family of the struggle veteran, Mr. Henry Gordon Mokhoti. Mr. Mokhoti dedicated his entire life to the struggle and was a champion of the poor. Cabinet is also saddened by the passing away of the Baptist church leader, Mr. Vimbeni Shembe, and the Cabinet wishes to pass its condolences to the family. There were about 5 appointments that the Cabinet wishes to announce. The appointment of Mr. Mzolisi Michael Tony, who was appointed as Deputy Director General in Children's Rights and Persons with Disability at the Department for Women, Children and Persons with Disability. Mr. K. Moray was appointed Advisor in the African Group 3 constituency, AFG 3, at the World Bank. Mr. A. Ludin was appointed as the Commissioner for the Companies and Intellectual Property Commission with effect from 1st April to 1st April 2011 until 31st March 2016. Mr. R. Fowler was appointed as Deputy Commissioner for the Companies and Intellectual Property Commission with effect from 1st April 2011 to 31st March 2016. Mr. N. Mhlongo, Ms. M. Nakene, Ms. M. Komo, Deputy Chairperson, and Mr. H. Dikhale, a reappointment, were also appointed as non-executive members to the board of the Cross-Border Road Transport Agency. That concludes Cabinet briefing.